Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. A rather quiet market still lots of uncertainty on the smaller time frames. We can see a nice three-wave rally so far from the recent lows. Certainly not impulsive to the upside at all, but if there is a break above the $2,390 level here on the 1 hour chart, at least something is changing. The structure will change a little bit. Or at least the white count as it is will be invalidated. Does that mean that all the downside potential is invalidated? No. So from a risk management point of view, there will still be, let's say, short-term bearish scenarios we can track. But remember what we highlighted in the previous video. Two things. First of all, that a third wave rally breakout, which we expect very, very shortly, maybe it has started, but if it has, it's not very evident yet. Well, if a third wave rally happens, it should take us to $3,500 plus, eventually into the region around 8 to 12K for Ethereum in the bull market. That's sort of a first guideline target, a landmark that we can use. Maybe it's going to be more bullish, but there's no way of knowing that at this stage. It will depend on the overall market environment when it happens. Then also we highlighted that on the ETH BTC chart, Ethereum is basically ready to outperform Bitcoin. The bulls just need to turn up. Maybe it's starting already. We've seen a little bit of upside today, but it's too weak. Still too weak to fully confirm here that something bullish is going on. But I can tell you the level that now needs to break, that I would highlight that possibly a low is in, basically getting a first indication that a low is in. And that's typically the 50% retracement level of the third wave down. So the resistance, I will add it to the chart now, is 0.0562 BTC. So that is the resistance area we need to get above as a first indication that a low is in. Until then, it is possible that this fourth is easily extending a little bit. It's possible the low is in. I wouldn't even worry about the microstructure so much. What is more important, this could even turn into a triangle, by the way. What is more important is that this is the area where, after a long-term downtrend that started 2021, a reversal ideally happens. Now, I'm not telling you a reversal will happen, but this is the area I'm watching for a reversal, and ideally it happens there. And if it can prove that to us, that would be the start of probably Ether outperforming Bitcoin medium to long term. Interesting. There's no rush, there's no need to FOMO or anything, because it would be the start of something long term. So there's literally, it would be early days anyway. So we can very, very relaxed wait for a confirmation here. And the Ethereum USD chart, I mean, yeah, it's going up a little bit. The support area so far is holding. But as I said to you, it's nearly 50-50 here. It's nearly 50-50. I need to see a break out of the range, okay? And there's no way around it. There is literally no way around it. I explained in the last video to you the daily chart as well. Sometimes it makes sense to look at the bigger picture. I don't want to do that in this video. Did that in the last video. But it's just worth to understand that looking at the bigger picture, just zooming out a little bit, a bullish perspective really is probably reasonable. Yeah, there is a support area which matters on the daily time frame that goes down to 1677, which means that as long as we're holding that level, the focus is overall on higher. And in any wave 2 pullback, we have to give it all that space if it needs it. I don't think it needs it all, but there is the risk still of a B wave. Okay, that can still happen. Either a breakdown from here, as shown in the microstructure, or the B wave could easily, and there is still plenty of space, the B wave could easily still develop into a larger B wave as an A, B, C structure, easily possible. And therefore, this could still be easily a three-wave move up here, even if a break above the resistance occurs. So we will not be able to rule out another breakdown, even if we get a nice three-wave structure to the upside that might break above initial resistance. But we will have to watch for 5-wave movements to the downside like a hawk. So if the initial resistance level breaks, or the initial resistance range, which is defined between 2,425 and 2,454, well, we will have to be very much on the watch for 5-wave patterns to the downside, because they could indicate the start of a C wave to the downside. So all I can highlight at this stage is the resistance range and the resistance levels that we're dealing with. So the first one is here at 2,390. Above that, we have Fibonacci resistance as well as structural resistance between 2,425 and 2,454. Above that range, at least, we know that the yellow count has increased in likelihood, but still, it could easily still be a larger B wave. So for risk management, from a risk management point of view, I think we cannot rule out a B wave easily. It will take additional evidence, but I will always give you the support levels along the way. Now, the white count would be confirmed with a break below the low that formed on the 23rd of January. We talk about around about 2,170. This would confirm the white count directly to the downside. But as long as that's holding, yeah, further upside is also possible. And then, because the microstructure is rather unclear, it might make sense to just look at the bigger picture, understand where does the main support level reside at the moment. It is at 1677, as I showed you, and just maybe, you know, consider adding to the position depending on where you are on your personal Ethereum journey. Depends on your average cost and everything, you know. But I can tell you that there is no short-term long trade setup here from an Elliott Wave point of view at the moment, unless you want to trade a breakout, which would be obviously then here the breakout range. But it's also not a very clearly defined range. There is Fibonacci resistance and obviously here the previous structural resistance. So I don't even consider it as a very, very reliable... oh, that was a dog just going into his little area there. But yeah, there is not even a very clear breakout range. I mean, that is a combination of Fibonacci resistance and 2 to 3 structural resistance levels. So I think we just have to be patient, track the waves until a reliable setup emerges. To be honest, we have a setup. We are in a setup on the larger time frame. It's a so-called 1-2 setup, okay? And I hope that everybody who wants to get a position has a position, or is, you know, at least has a plan for their own portfolio, because what happens after a wave 2? Well, a third wave rally typically, right? So yeah, I mean, that's all I can mention here. There's just, in the short term, not yet any evidence visible that we have that wave 2 complete. I can only point it out as a possibility at the moment. So we have to continue to track the waves. I know it's a little bit boring. Next, I'm going to watch if that $2,190 level, sorry, $2,390 level breaks. And if so, then we can watch for this next resistance area. That's my update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.